Friends, how you all doing? I need to get over to a good phone placement for you guys. Just want to do a quick live, and I might need this phone holder. Quick live and tell you all about a new special offer that hold on a second. Just for my top VIPs, that's the reason I'm dressed a little nicer than normal today. You can look at the community posts. 𝐈'𝐯𝐸. Hello. You can check out the community post for the short video I just made. And basically, I'm now offering YouTube memberships for a limited time only because I'm not sure how long I'm going to do it. But if you're interested in being one of my special VIP members and get like extra access and music videos, pics, maybe more than I should even share, but you didn't hear that. And just something new I wanted to try because I've been on YouTube a long time, but never really entered those waters. So, hi, Hazel. Good afternoon. So, I really need to eat something before I get back to work, but I wanted to make this announcement and just let you know that this is something new I'm going to do. The top tier is for, well, you're going to have to check it out yourself because I don't want to try to describe all the tiers, but there is 3 currently. And yeah, you can check it out. So other than that, the other thing that I've been considering and wanted to share with you guys is I'm thinking about going to see Pastor Bob and see if I can interview him. And of course, I'd try again to contact him, like I already have, but I suppose I could try a little bit harder through the church or whatnot and see if he would do an interview with me. You guys think I should do it? I know you're going to say yes, but it would be something I'd like to do, especially at this waiting phase that we're in. And I mean, the only other early interview I think we have is from 𝐠𝐴𝐵, right? And which was great, but I think I could ask some interesting questions that I'm not sure if he's going to give any more clear answers for us all, but maybe some interesting questions that on the musical side, or maybe a little bit different angle that 𝐠𝐴𝐵 didn't quite go for. And of course, 𝐠𝐴𝐵 is representing George Magazine too. So of course they had an agreement on what was covered and all that. And if it's me, it's probably, realistically, he's probably not going to share any breakthrough crazy information that we don't already have. But it would be fun, and I would love to meet him and talk to him and go to his church and see him preach firsthand and bring you guys some interesting different videos that you haven't seen before. So I am strongly considering it because I feel like the clock is kind of ticking too, right? Because if this really happens, if Pastor Bob, if we find out he's Elvis, it's game over. Everything is going to change after that. And let's see who we got here. Cindy, thank you. Thanks for the luck and good wishes. Hazel, I live in Arkansas near Benton. I plan to visit his church soon. Ooh, lucky you. So yeah, I'm far away. I'm in Southern California. I'm not driving that. It's going to be a plane ticket if I go. But I think it would be worth every penny. And I don't know, maybe fly out there on a Saturday, and if I can meet with him ahead of time, I guess that's what I'd want to do. And then Sunday after the service, fly back. It sounds like a blast and a blessing. So I think it would be worth every penny. And actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But there's a little investment there, of course. And it would be fun to do for all of you that have been just watching all the videos, digging in deeper like I've been, and really excited about what we're seeing. So, hey, maybe I should do it. Oh, sorry. So it's about breakfast time for me, and I got beef, really big beef, and it needs to be cooked while it's still kind of fresh because I've had it for a few days. Let's see who else we got here. Austin. That's an interesting name. Hi, I was at church Sunday at Bob Joyce Church. Wow, nice. Well, you want to fill us in? How was it? Everybody's been having a fantastic, enjoyable experience. Hey, Jay. The biggest mistake a host can do is to interrupt the guest he is interviewing. Let him speak and share what he is willing to share with the listeners. Oh, yeah. Amen to that one. Although, wow, that is a good friendly tip there. Sometimes I will interrupt people. As a matter of fact, I don't think I would interrupt Pastor Bob though if he was giving me an interview. But sometimes I will interrupt people, not to be rude, and I try to make it clear I don't want to be rude. But sometimes I do it just because, like, I'll get something in my head that I know I'm going to lose if I don't mention it right away. But even if I do that, I go right back to letting the person talk. But good tip, Jay. That is, I mean, I'm not bad about it though, but that is a good reminder anyway. And it does drive me nuts when reporters or whoever does that interview sort of cuts them off mid-sentence or mid-thought and all that. Let's see, we got steak cooking view. I guess we do. I want to get the pan nice and hot. So, yeah, I mean, the new membership, YouTube channel membership, that doesn't really have anything to do at all with this Pastor Bob interview announcement or consideration. I don't want to promise yet, but I am thinking really, really strongly about it. Maybe end of November. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wow. It's almost November already. We are 7 days from the election. Wow. It's finally almost here. And we're about to enter a new world and ball game, whatever happens after that date. It's hard to believe it's actually here after the last 4 years. Austin Pellegrino, spiritual awakening. Go there in person is far different than watching videos of the service. Oh, I have no doubt about that. I've been to a lot of churches. I've seen some online and then gone in person. And of course, it's just much more personal, intimate, and plus you get the before and after, meeting the people. And I've heard nothing but positive, great things from everybody who's been there. Hi, Teresa. Welcome back. And so, yeah, I'm really considering it. It would probably be just for the extra money that I would be blowing on it and the timing, it would probably be in a November or December. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's like the more I think about it, I feel like the urgency that if I'm going to go to Pastor Bob's church and meet him before a potential flood of activity, which I'm guessing would be next year right now, is the guess, then it's kind of like tick tock, tick tock. I feel that urgency of like the now or never sort of scenario. And okay, big beef is going on. So with that being said, that was pretty much the big announcement. And from here, I'm just making, I guess this is brunch because it is 11:16 local time. And I was kind of doing like morning intermittent fasting for a while. And it was, I think, successful. As far as it wasn't really that hard to do. I think I did clean out some toxins, but now I'm kind of just going with the flow. If I get hungry in the morning, I'm going to eat. And I do love breakfast, but I love eggs and meat and toast and rice and whatever else I eat with it. But sometimes, you know, if I'm not hungry in the morning, and it's kind of like I learned it's sort of a made up thing that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's like a commercialized thing from the 50s or 60s. Started with cereal, and it was just all a big promotion. And now that what we've learned about intermittent fasting and just fasting in general and the benefits of it, it's like, hello, how did people not know? But of course, we've learned so much about health and how biblical fasting is actually good for you. And so that was kind of one of the things that I just realized, learned the past couple of years. But I'm always busy working on stuff too, so it's like it's actually kind of a time saver. If I don't need to eat in the morning, then I just have some juice, water, get some good stuff in me, just simple stuff, and then go right to work, and it's fantastic. So Teresa, you say true. Tamara, first of all, Elvis would not be using karaoke equipment singing in church. He wishes he was Elvis. Karaoke equipment? Well, I know it's actually him singing. Oh, so you're talking about backing tracks? Because he's got a live band, which it seems like it's just kind of like any church, whatever musicians are volunteering. I don't know exactly what equipment all he's using. You can't really see it, or I haven't looked that hard, but so yeah, I mean, when I think of karaoke equipment, we're talking about you just have this device that plays the band, the music, and then you sing along with it. So yeah, I don't think he's using anything like that. He's got a live band, he's playing the piano, he's playing the guitar, and he's singing. So I haven't tried to figure out all the equipment he's using, but I can see that much as a musician. Cheap equipment, cheap music instruments. I didn't see anything that was obviously cheap. His guitar looks nice. The piano looks normal, fine. I guess, hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, I mean the instruments and everything I see looks pretty standard. I'm not a music gear nerd. I haven't been trying to figure out every piece of gear he used, but um, I mean, look at the ridiculous amount of money that lots of churches spend on the gear and everything. The gear doesn't make the man, the pastor, the church. It really doesn't. And that's one of my pet peeves actually, is that churches spend all kinds of money on all the gear and then they don't even have really a biblical, timely, effective salt and light message to share. And it's all a show, right? So given what we know about Elvis and how he was not satisfied with all the worldly possessions and glamour, and he was depressed, right? He found out, like some people do who attain everything in this world, that that stuff really isn't important. And so that's one of the dots that we're kind of connecting on this whole thing. And the fact, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I have a smoke detector that is way too sensitive. And yeah, the moment any smoke begins, it goes off. Okay, where was I? Okay, so Elizabeth has been there and says it's not a cheap equipment at all. He also has acoustical walls. Baby Grand is not cheap. Yeah. Tamara, I'm a musician too. And I don't know what you're talking about with the karaoke stuff and everything. Elizabeth, yeah, we know his true feelings about the things of this world and everything. But yeah, I think we're going back and forth about nothing, because I'm also a musician and I know cheap gear and karaoke when I see it. And if you want to go that route, I've seen some big time celebrity artists that are lip syncing on stage, right? So yeah, we can move on from this topic. I've been multiple times and it's like there's an elephant in the room no one is talking about. Yeah, I'd really like to go there and soak in that feeling. I know I can pick that up from the videos. And when he says certain things and kind of like the reaction of the congregation, there's kind of that like inside joke laugh sometimes. And I personally think that a lot of them or all of the regulars know things that we don't to some extent. And I don't know, I'm really intuitive. I can walk into a room and kind of get the emotion or certain things about people. I'm really good about that. And so that's just one of the reasons why I would like to go there in person and, of course, talk to him and try to read him like a book, but also just the experience at the church. So, okay, this meat is definitely done. See, the problem with my oversensitive smoke detector and the smoke is that I like well done food. So I have to remember to open up the windows and do all that, which I didn't do. Okay, let's see. Scott, after he committed suicide, he came to me that night and said, "I'm sorry." What? Pay him in the pack. I'd say give the man respect about his past. Say he is Elvis. If he admits it, he may have to get a whole new identity. Yeah, I mean, if I go there and try to talk to him, or if he amazingly gives me like a short interview or something on camera, which I don't expect, but if he did any of that for me, I'm going to be easy on the questions. I mean, I do not want to give him a hard time at all. And like I said before, I truly believe that we're going to find out, and there's a bigger plan than just him coming out as Elvis and, ooh, wow. So, yes, I'm leaning heavily towards he is the man, the myth, the legend, but I'm just as firm a believer, even more, that he's part of a bigger plan and that things are going to happen in the proper time through the proper channels and all that stuff. So, whatever the guy was that went to his house, if you've seen that video in my channel playlist here, there's a lot of videos now, but there's the one video where the guy goes to his house and knocks on his door. Like it seemed like it was on a weekend or I don't know when it was, but he went to his house and like was trying to ask him questions. And I'm like, geez, man, you're acting all like polite and respectful, but you went to his house. That's pretty rude. And so I would never do that. Uh, if I could try to talk to him, I'm going to make several phone calls, whatever attempts I can before I even get on the plane to try to do it the right way. And then, of course, there in person as well. I'd hope to already have contact made and make it really easy and simple for him. But then, I don't know, he could share whatever he wanted to. So, Elizabeth says lots of his members are old Elvis fans, and you do hear the name Elvis said numerous times at every visit. Really? I guess it doesn't surprise me. Everybody's thinking about it, talking about it. I don't think he will do an interview after service. He will take a picture and sign stuff for you. Yeah, I could totally see that happening. And if I go, I have to set up myself mentally for nothing's going to happen. I'm just, going to shake his hand or whatever, because I don't want to be disappointed either. Of course, I could still, I assume, take video of some of the service, or I don't know. Do you guys know, is there a non-video policy for guests? I really don't know. Love Song said, yes, bullying him, saying you are not Elvis, you're not Elvis. What did Spa Guy expect him to say? Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, see, the Spa Guy, he did not go about it. Like, he thought he was kind of smart and like, oh yeah, I could tell, like blah blah blah. But he really wasn't that smart, in my opinion, on how he went about it. Namely, because he showed up at his house, probably. But besides that, yeah, it was just a little bit too direct and kind of silly how he did it. So I don't follow his channel because of seeing that video. I don't think you have much of a chance for an interview. Yeah, I'm not expecting it. I'm really not. But if I go there, you can trust me that I will try at least. And it would be respectful, whatever I did. If it was even Bob, we don't see his face. No phones. No phones during service. Yeah, no surprise. I went to the church. I enjoyed it. No videos. So yeah, that's what I was expecting. The Spa Guy interview went to his house. The man is good friends with one of the main men that take care of Graceland. I do believe that was all done with Bob knowing he was coming. Maybe. I could see that possibility. It didn't really seem planned, but maybe it was planned, but he never talked to him until that day. I don't know. It's a good theory. Also, did not even tell him he was recording him until after he had finished warbling on to him. Yeah, I mean, the video, it looked like it was like the hidden camera sort of deal. No video policy. You think it was a diversion? I'm open to that theory. Bob explained to Spa Guy that God was telling him in dreams that he needed to preach. Bob said that he felt he could not do it. Spa Guy has been seen at Graceland. And Bob said the internet has made it possible. You didn't need to ask questions after the service. Yeah, I mean, I can see that scenario for myself too. And like I said, I'm pretty intuitive when it comes to reading the room and people, and without setting my expectations too much in a certain way, I really feel like just from all the videos and seeing his presence, hearing what he says, even seeing how the people around him act and look at him, like I know what, when people in a congregation, when they love their pastor, right, there's like a certain looking up to the pastor and a certain respect. But with him in that church, it's just like there's something a little different. It's like they're protecting him, sort of thing, right? And then of course it looks like he's got the bodyguards, and yeah, it's just there's that something a little different that I pick up on, and that's just from the videos. So I can only imagine that being there in person would be different and interesting. You got videos of him on TikTok and an email saying who he is. Yeah, you're wondering how he would react. So yeah, if I go there, man, I'm gonna spend a lot of time thinking about what I'm gonna ask him. I'm not gonna be direct. I don't think I can do that. I don't see the point, because there's no way he's just gonna say yes, because we already know that he would have already said it. If he was gonna say, "Hello, I'm Elvis," he would have already said it. So that is not going to be my strategy. I'm not going to even go there, but I would spend some time thinking about what I might want to ask him to see his reaction, because there's certain reactions to things that it's hard to fake. To be honest, I haven't thought about it too hard yet on the questions, but yeah, if I buy the plane ticket, well, I'll probably spend the whole plane ride deciding what I'm going to ask, but I'd be thinking about it before then too. The internet means he needs no manager. Very nice people, down to earth. Bob is now able to preach according to his relationship with the Lord. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've said this before. I'm not sure if Pastor Bob is somehow unaware of how far his videos and fame has traveled with like all the different apps and everything, or if he's just kind of not touching the subject, because I've heard him talk about how the church services videos were reaching like, I don't know what he said, like 60K viewers or something like that, and reaching Japan or whatever he said. And it sounded really like an older person who doesn't understand all the different apps, who doesn't use all the different apps, and is just oblivious to it all. And so I kind of wondered, well, is he just being a normal older person who's not aware of all this? But, wouldn't somebody tell him and kind of inform him? But then, like, everyone he probably hangs out with and is friends with, and it seems like most of the congregation is older too, right? So they're also not, like, they're just all on Facebook and YouTube, right? So are they just not seeing it? Or is it, again, he's just kind of like, he's got to be downplaying the fame of Bob Joyce. He has to be, right? It only seems logical. I mean, he's already been all over the internet the last several years. I don't know how many years. And somebody must have kind of given him the modern scoop, as it were, about social media. He is very aware of all the social media rumors. Yeah, I mean, he obviously knows that a lot of people think he's Elvis, right? So there's no dispute about that. And he's friends with Gene. Gene talks about it, even though he's very sort of vague and drops his hints and everything. And yes, obviously Pastor Bob knows. He even addressed it, saying he's never been anybody other than Bob and all that. So no doubt that he's aware of it. But what I'm getting at is, oh, the Japan thing was Elvis. Okay. But I heard him specifically say in the interview with Gene or somewhere, he was talking about the views, the weekly views, maybe with the church's, the YouTube channel for the church, and then there's something else. I'm drawing a blank right now, but he was way underestimating the numbers, and so that's what I mean. Even if you just take all the YouTube views alone, outside of the church channel, right? Like, add in this channel, but then all the other channels, everybody else that's talking about him. I mean, we're already into the millions of views, right? And I don't know what that number would be, but it's definitely in the millions, many millions, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. So, and we haven't even included any other app yet, right? Any other social media. So, in the interview with Gene, yeah, I think that's what I'm mainly thinking of. Because Gene did, or Bob and Gene, they did kind of touch on a little bit extra that we didn't hear him talk about before. Oh, he did say he drew 38,000 hits in Japan. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I thought so too. Oh wow, I might have to wrap this up soon. I didn't charge my phone enough earlier. So yeah, I mean, we know Pastor Bob is very humble now, and well, he always has been, but no doubt he would downplay it, underestimate everything. Freedom Fighter, I am on that thing that you just mentioned. I don't use it as much. It's hard to keep up with posting everything on all the different places, but usually over there I just post some of my new music, but I'm easy to find. It's just Matt Savina Music, I think. But you can look up my name and find me. Same profile, logo. And hello to UK, Carol. Welcome. Love songs, yep. Elvis, Japan, Bob. So many connections and interesting things. Margarita said, what do you think Bob Joyce is waiting for? Why does Elvis Bob need the whole world listening? Well, if you're aware of all the interesting factors with 𝐠𝐤𝐄, George Magazine, and Pastor Bob going to Mar-a-Lago in, I think, April of this year, then just from that, you would, like me, start to ponder a lot of questions about how did this small-time pastor who was ordained in 1981, I believe, and then just sort of magically became well known in the last 10 years. Small town pastor from Arkansas. How does he have all these connections? Why do all of these people want to talk to him? Love him so much and see this big future with him enough to invite him to do these kinds of events? Who just happens to be at the center of this theory that millions of people believe and more are believing every day. I mean, it just like, come on, there's so much here. So, yep, Jesus Christ is our only Savior, and Pastor Bob is just great pastor, like a lot of great pastors we got. Oh, sorry, I didn't, I guess, answer the question, perhaps, but I do think we're in this waiting phase. Because all these people are interested in Pastor Bob Joyce, well-known people too, and there's this mystery here, but they all know that we're waiting for this sort of next phase, next season to get here, which I believe pretty much January 2025 begins, if not sooner, but definitely next year. So if you believe that things are about to change for the better and we're on the brink of a season of huge change, then you would start to see it the way that I'm seeing it. And there's supposedly even a new law that would protect him from sort of coming out and not being prosecuted or just any bad treatment from going into witness protection, sort of hiding out all these years and taking on a new identity and all that stuff. So that's sort of rumor, I guess. I haven't seen any hard document on that, but it does make a lot of sense when you start looking at everything. So that's pretty much where I'm at with everything. And that's why I think that we're just in this waiting phase. In fact, without saying the exact words that Gene told me, we're in a waiting phase. And so for me, that was part of what gave me a stamp of approval to keep just doing what we're doing. And like I said, I have absolutely zero intention of giving Pastor Bob a hard time in any way, either on this channel or in person. And I would just be happy to go there and hear his message in person, worship with him, enjoy some great gospel music with an amazing voice that we all know very well now. And yeah, if I get a chance to talk to him one-on-one, do anything special like that, that would be marvelous. But I really wouldn't expect it. And I wouldn't want to put that in my head before I go because I don't want to be disappointed. And the song, I Believe, that's my number one song. I Believe. Who's that by? Yeah, I know. I feel the urgency, Elizabeth, that I should go. I should go as soon as I can. 210 last week, lots in the overflow room. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did hear that it was filling up too. And honestly, I feel like I'm late already because, yeah, so many people know now and are going there. And I feel like I'm going to really be kicking myself next year if I don't go. But okay, I think I need to wrap this up. And I'm in the final stage of making eggs now. So that means I'm going to eat soon. But this phone is about to die anyway. So thank you all for joining me and helping me get more hungry. I'll probably do a live again later, maybe with Cassie, my dog, outside when I take a break or something. But as usual, stay tuned to the channel playlists, especially the favorite, Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley. But for the last 10 days before the election, I'm trying to put out a brand new song every morning, followed by one of my older songs from my album last year. And it's meant to be just an extra inspiration for all of us going through this time, this waiting period. And hopefully